Hello everybody, it's Molly Garcia, your dynamic Catholic ambassador for St. Peter's, St. Catherine, and Our Lady of Lourdes. And I'm starting the video out today talking about this particular book, I Heard God Laugh by Matthew Kelly. It came to me at a point in my life when I really needed it most. I was out for a ride on Ash Wednesday and I drove by Holy Family of Duxbury, and there was a sign out front that said, "Why don't you come in and get your ashes?" And having been COVID and sort of skittish about going to church, I decided, you know what, I'm going in. So I pulled my car over, hopped out, went into Mass, and was immediately greeted by other dynamic Catholic ambassadors. And one of the women handed me this particular book and said, "We hope you have a wonderful Lenten season, and we hope you enjoy the quiet here today." And she handed me this book along with a Lenten journal. I received my ashes and then sat down in church, and it was really quiet that day. I was one of maybe 3 or 4 other individuals sitting inside, and I just felt this overwhelming sense of peace. And I kept telling myself over and over in my mind, "Molly, you're not alone. You're not alone. You know, God will always be with you, and he'll always love you. And he knows your heart and knows what you're about. And you're not alone." And when I got home, I opened up this book and I was reading it. And when I got to page 41, I believe it is, let me flip down and look. Page 41. Can't believe I remember that. Well, actually, I can believe I remember that. And it's called The Prayer Process. And I thought long and hard about how I was taught to pray. And that mostly consisted of saying the Our Father, Hail Mary, God blessing my family. But I never actually really had a conversation with God. And I thought, why out of all days is this book landing on my lap when I'm feeling really alone? And I just said to myself, well, it's Lent. It's as good as time as any to begin a new habit, a positive one at that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start to pray every morning. 10 minutes. I have 10 minutes. None of this nonsense of you can't find time. And I just began to pray. And I followed the prayer process, steps 1 through 7. I mean, really can't be any easier than that. And I just did it for the entire Lent period. And by the end, it was just habit. I had created a habit and it stuck with me now. And now it's just not 10 minutes in the morning. It's throughout the day. I have this conversation with God just about my life, about good things, bad things, how I have and have not been the best version of myself in the past 24 hours, things I'm grateful for, and then just significant moments in my life where God's trying to say something to me. So if you haven't read this book, I suggest you do it because it is so moving. If anything, just grab it and read that one page. We handed out in our prayer bags last weekend. A copy of this book went out to in some bags. I know it's an oldie but a goodie. Most of you may have received it after a Christmas Mass several years ago. We also have tiny little prayer process cards that I love that are page 41 in a smaller format. I use it as a bookmark when I read. But just getting in that habit of praying, I promise you it will make a difference. And I promise you that if you feel alone or you feel overwhelmed by life, you're not. You always have God with you. So I hope you love it as much as I did. Have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.